welcome to my channel. If you are watching today, I thought I would share the contents of my little ritual bag. I basically got this idea from a video a few years back by Callie Fitzgerald at The Truth in Story, where she was sharing a little bag that she herself had sewn together just to contain some of her essential divination items. But I decided that I loved that idea and I like to have the same thing. I travel a lot, and so the idea of having like a little go bag sounds just brilliant. I mean, I will always have a tarot deck on me in my purse along with some crystals, but something that was a little bit more comprehensive than that in case I wanted to do full-on readings. And so without further ado, I did not make my own bag. I bought this on Etsy. It is a dice bag. And I also have this little medallion from, I think it's Touchwood Crafts, also on Etsy. It was attached to a leather cord to be worn as a necklace, and I ended up just removing that and attaching it to here. It's one of Odin's ravens. Anything that I mentioned, and probably especially because I'm going to forget names of shops where I might have acquired some items, I will link in the description below. In any case, okay, so when I open this up, and you will see there is a theme. It's a lot of black. I love the inner lining of this bag. The first thing that you see when you open this up is perhaps a very lightweight set of mala beads. I think this is some sort of wooden bead, so it is super lightweight. And yeah, just whatever sort of mantra I might want to sit with and meditate with. This is my reading cloth. Get to that in a second. So this is just basic silk dupioni reading cloth that I purchased from holisticshop.co.uk. I'll just fold it in a rectangle for now, but it does go out in a full square. And what I had wrapped up inside it was basically this little incense burner, also from Holistic Shop. I've just plopped a tea light in there right now. If I wanted to burn any sage, got a few little leaves of it here. After like setting everything up, just to generally cleanse the space, if I didn't want to be burning sage, or just regardless, just to set a nice tranquil tone, I've got my Dinksub chimes. We've got a few pouches within a pouch. These, what is this? Oh yeah, okay, sorry. I have included a pendulum, which is bloodstone, and going along with the little raven theme. I had found this at an Etsy shop with a little crow or raven skull there, but in any case, just, you know, pendulum. I need to ask for some clarity. I found also on Etsy, and I definitely don't remember this shop either. These are runes painted on coffee beans. And I don't know how well you can see the rune symbols on there, but how cute is that? And obviously it's super lightweight, super compact, and so it's a very easy set to travel with. And then I also have in here some little dice that I will use. There is a dice oracle that I will sometimes do based on the book Elemental Divination. I also included enough dice to use for geomancy if I needed to, because I figured I could just lay it down. You know, I could roll the dice. If it's an odd number, then I'd turn it face up with a 1. If it's an even number, then I would turn it till I get a 2. You could kind of build the geomancy figure using the 1 and or 2 dots on the die. So whatever. In any case, another black pouch in a pouch. These are my crystals. I have my kitty. Maybe inappropriate given my raven themed bag if the kitty is its enemy, but here cats and birds live in peace, let's just say. I do consider the cat to be a spirit animal. I feel very, very attuned to this animal, and so I like to have it there for its energy. And this is an onyx cat, and so it's there for a nice grounding energy too, which I can always use. And then for more crown or overall energy, I've got quartz crystals. These are the sacred geometric shapes to represent each of the elements as well as spirit. And so then I can have these, set out to represent all of the elements in my reading. Just like there for right now. Also to hold and meditate with if I'm needing that quartz energy. Here is a little, it was a tin of mints that my sister had given me, and I decided to turn it into like a little travel altar of sorts. I have a high priestess sticker that I ordered on Redbubble that I just decided to stick on there just to cover the nutritional information on the tin, and also just set it up as like the little kind of mini sacred space I intended to be. And on the inside, I did just a very, very primitive bit of collaging with very limited supplies. I have ordered from Portland Mary is the shop on Etsy. And well, this is an indication of her wares. And so with each order, she includes a postcard. And so basically I just cut up one of her postcards and used it to create a little collage. And then I had these stickers from somewhere, I think an Owl Crate subscription box. And so I decided to throw in my little Luna moth, another moth. Yeah, I just have these ladies here sort of representing Maiden, Mother, and Crone energy for me. And then here is Mother Mary, some bees. I also wanted to have a little something like this, just I have a wooden ritual box of sorts. It's really just for intention setting, where I will just, I'm not going to get into the details of it now, but I basically will have the box open like this, and then using cards, runes, what have you, will have something set up on either side reflecting my intention. And it's just something that I can look to and go to every day to reinforce that and meditate over it. And so I thought, well, if I were ever traveling, and as I have done, to have a little mini recreation of it. So if I have the main box set up in my home, then I can recreate it using this. I've got my little, I put them away now, but the little mini runes that I can lay out as I do. And I've got, as you will see, tarot cards that I can also lay out on this side to help reinforce that intention. So that way I can continue my daily observances without breaking that just because I might be traveling away from home. But inside that box, I store, you call it prayer beads. I go ahead and call it a rosary because that's what I designed it after, the same number of beads as you would use for Our Father, Hail Mary. I was raised Catholic, and so even though I would say my spiritual journey has become quite eclectic and expanding beyond the bounds of the organized religion I was raised within, there are still certainly elements that I carry with me, and veneration for Mother Mary is certainly not lost. And so I made these myself based on a lava bead rosary that I had seen on Etsy and was kind of pricey. And so I just thought I could make that. And I thought it'd be maybe even more meaningful if I made it for myself. So I purchased different sized lava stones from a supplier on Etsy and then strung them up. And instead of a traditional crucifix, I decided to use the Ankh symbol just to be more all-inclusive. So yeah, I'm not using this little box as for my intention setting. I could just use it to hold that in the meantime. Okay, now to the tarot. Sticking with my Raven theme. This is my modified Raven's Prophecy Tarot. This was one of my first tarot decks. I had a really powerful experience with it right out the gate. I actually did not even mind the orange borders. If you've seen this deck before, and I apologize for the glare. But yeah, the orange borders made it look rather Halloween-y, and I don't consider it a Halloween deck. It was created by the author of the Raven Boys series to coincide with the Raven Boys books. And so it is really something that can be used all year long. I just thought the artwork on it was too beautiful to be for big borders to detract from it. Although again, I don't mind them, and I do actually own another copy of it that has those borders intact, because this was my very first modification. I was not using a very good cutting tool at the time, and so the edges are very rough and uneven. But I did edge it with black Sharpie, I think. And I kind of like the roughness though. I mean, it just gives it just sort of this like very, I don't know, well-worn in kind of primitive feel. And so I like it. But as you can see, the artwork shines on its own, and it literally shines under my ring light. So I'm very sorry about that. The thing though with this artwork is that it is a bit more abstract, and I love this deck. I consider it, if I believe in a soul deck, I would probably consider this to be one of them, I would say. I don't have an end-all be-all soul deck. I'm really not even sure that I have one, but as far as the ones that are like nearest and dearest to my heart, this is certainly one. But even that being said, I don't really use it a lot. So sometimes there are some pictures, like I just haven't really committed it well enough to memory. And so in lieu of the titles that I chopped off, I don't know how well you can see here, but I just took a ballpoint pen and I just wrote, you know, if it's the minor arcana, the number and the element symbol, Roman numeral for major arcana, and letters for the court cards and so forth. And so if the card does have a lighter background, you can actually see the black on it. But otherwise, a lot of these are black backgrounds, so you really can't see it unless it's in a bright light like this, or I just kind of can twist it so that the shine is sort of pressed in. I deliberately like made grooves in it so that you can kind of feel the indentation there. And so, yeah, I just take a glance, and if I need a little reminder of what the card is, I can see it there. But otherwise, I mean, the artwork is very intuitive. And so that on its own has a lot of value, even without, you know, looking to see what the title is supposed to be to understand the traditional meaning. So in any case, I'm sure you've seen this deck before. I'm sure you've seen it modded before. And no, it does not bother me that that ended up getting cut off, that pentacle there. Okay, so corresponding with that, I always like to round out a tarot reading with an oracle card pull. Usually just one card from the oracle deck to punctuate that reading. Just kind of tie it all up in a nice pretty bow. Speaking of pretty bows, I can't apparently undo this one, but yeah, here we go. So for this, granted, this is kind of a big honkin' oracle deck for me to choose to put into this little ritual bag. It works out well because it's square, like the base of the bag is. These decks speak really well together, but if I ever felt like, I don't know, like this isn't the best fit for this ritual bag anymore, maybe in a pinch I could swap it with the Earthbound Oracle or Roots and Wings or something like that. I have a mini version of the latter, and so that would be small enough to just kind of plop in there, and I think that that would speak well with this Raven's Prophecy tarot deck as well. But in any case, these are the, sorry, I'm kind of not coordinated today, the messenger cards. A lovely guidebook. I do enjoy the descriptions that she has in here, and I will admit I haven't worked with this one a lot kind of a later addition to the Oracle deck. But there you go. There's more birdies. The artwork is beautiful with the Raven's Prophecy Tarot, and the messages can really resonate with the reading as well. Okay, so almost down to the bottom here, I got this. It is just a 3D printed coaster that I bought off Etsy in case I wanted to have a travel crystal grid. So if I just had a few, it could just accommodate a few tumbled stones on there. Again, it could be replicating a larger grid that I might have set up in my home, or just something that I impromptu want to do on the spot. I can do it using the crystals that I already have here, or I can bring particular ones with special intention if I'm thinking about it in advance. And so, yeah, I just thought that would be a fun thing to have along. And then at the very bottom of the bag are a set of witches' runes. It's just these 8 stones that have been painted black and then drawn on with gold paint marker, I presume, to create these symbols. And yeah, so again, just like if I want to do like a quick cast, or if I just wanted to reach in the bag, draw something out, it's just yet another option if I want that extra layer of meaning. Because like for me, I feel like the main reading I will always do is a tarot reading. But if I'm just sort of looking for like another voice to add to it, another layer of insight, I can go to these witches' runes. I can go to my little coffee bean runes. I can go to my messenger cards, or continue asking questions using the pendulum. So the idea was just to have like this grab bag of options so that I wouldn't feel like just because I'm on the road, I'm at a loss for some of the tools that I would like to work with. And so there you go. This is all disorganized right here. So there you have it, the components of my little ritual bag, should I ever be out and about and just want to grab it and have the supplies with me in a pinch. And I don't know if you have ever created something like this for yourself. What do you use when you're on the road? What are your must-haves? And if you haven't done this, I just recommend it as like a really fun way of exploring what your favorite tools are, what you would really miss or do find yourself missing when you're traveling, and is there a fun, compact way that you can tote that along with you. And so in any case, please leave a comment below if you like this and want to share your own ritual bag contents, and if you have any suggestions for something I can do with mine as well. Yeah, just let me know. Bye.